I want to ask y'all a question. I want to ask you, how do you view things? I want you to check your physical and check your spiritual, right? And see if you can distinguish the two by these examples that I'm going to give you that are biblical stories, right? Depending on what you believe, how deep do you really look into your scriptures? Do you just read them as words on a piece of paper, or do you literally take them in and apply them? Depending on how you look at things, y'all, your perspective makes a difference. It depends on your understanding. Your perspective enhances your understanding, and it can lessen your understanding. But let me explain to y'all what I'm saying. Take Peter. Now, we know Peter. To me, Peter was about it. Peter was a alpha. Peter was a soldier. Peter was a thug and a gangster to me. Peter went hard for God. Peter was the one that cut the soldier's ear off. Peter is the one that will put his life on the line, y'all. It's like he shot the popo for Jesus. He cut the man's ear off because Judas brought him there. And Jesus had to say, "Get behind me, Satan." Why? Because Peter went all the way dark. Somebody he loved, somebody that means so much to him, was being falsely accused and finna be arrested for no reason. It's like you go hard for your child. You'll go hard for somebody you love, and you don't love them more than you love your child, right? So imagine Peter having that much rage in him, like when then gonna stop him from them taking him. So I look at Peter as a G. Peter is the one that loved God with his everything. He cut the police ear off. Remember, Jesus picked the ear up, put it back on old boy. And if I were old boy, I would have said, "You know what? I believe in you, Jesus. Thank you for putting my ear back on. Look, these joker made me do this. I want to follow you." Like, I would have jumped ship then. But it amazed me how much these people saw. And it's just the hatred of a person means more than what a person really is worth. Meaning people can hate you for no reason, right? But Jesus came here to agitate situations so the scriptures can be fulfilled, right? So when you think about Peter, and he told Peter, "You're gonna deny me 3 times," right? And y'all gotta think, this is Jesus telling Peter, "You're going to deny me 3 times. You gon' deny me 3 times, Peter. I ain't playing with you." This is how I see it in the spiritual realm. You could take it as Peter was a coward. This is how you see things. Do you see things physically, like literally, or are you looking at things spiritually, right? Check yourself, right? So do you see Peter as a punk? Peter cowered out. Peter didn't want to die. He didn't want to suffer like that. Or do you look at it like this? "Peter, you're going to deny me. Do you understand?" In other words, these scriptures need to be fulfilled, y'all, because think about this. If Peter would have said, "Yes, I know him. Yeah, I follow him," just like he had that same attitude with the police, y'all, he would have carried that cross for Jesus. He would have took them stripes for Jesus. And that could not have been, because then Peter would have been the one that died for our sins. And Peter wasn't the Messiah. So things had to fall that way. So if Jesus lean over, if he tell you, "You're gonna deny me," you're gonna do it. If he tell you, "You know what? You look like a piece of shit today," guess what? You're going to turn into a pile of feces. Now, in the day they took this out the Bible, he was carving doves out of wood on the Sabbath. And they came to him and they seen him and they said, "You don't supposed to be doing no work on the Sabbath." He had the wooden doves carved in his hands, and he threw them up in the air and said, "What wood?" Like, what work? And the wooden doves were actually real doves that flew into his hands, right? So if he told Peter, "You're going to deny me," guess what? Peter's going to deny him. And they had to ask him 3 times. Meaning, even if Peter wanted to say yes, he wasn't going to be able to. That was the command. That's one thing I look at, right? I look at another thing when they were in the Garden of Gethsemane, right? And he told them to be watchful while he go talk and go pray. And when he went and prayed, they fell asleep, right? I hear a lot of pastors preach this story, and they say that, the spirit is weak. I mean, the flesh is willing, but the spirit is weak, or it's this other way around, however you say it. But they fell asleep, and it says that he was like, couldn't you stay awake 1 hour? Well, think about this. Sleep came down. Y'all gotta look at these words are alive. Sleep was ordered to come down and put all those men to sleep at one time. First of all, didn't nobody pay no attention to that. All of them went to sleep. Not one of them stayed awake within an hour's time. That's not possible. So sleep came down because when he was conversing, remember they said, was it Abraham that we saw you talking to? They were naming prophets. Elijah, was you talking to Elijah? Just think, if they have been woke and they would have seen that glory face to face, what would happen to them men in the flesh? What would happen to them? So they had to be put to sleep in order for Jesus to converse and have that conversation when he was saying, take this cup from me. When he was, conversing, however you want to believe that. But all of them went to sleep. And I hear people say, well, they was cowards. They, you know what I'm saying? They was weak. They wasn't willing. Well, see, it depends on how you look at things, right? So I'm just sitting here thinking, like, on a lot of prophets. Okay, take Judas. Take Judas for instance, right? Okay. Judas followed him, which I believe Judas could have changed at any given time, because it seemed like Judas was given a lot of chances for his heart to change with his little greediness. When he was like, don't bring nothing with us. Don't bring nothing with you. You know what I'm saying? Leave your chain purse at home. He wants you to follow him, follow the word, trust that he could take care of your needs. Because if you got stuff when you go with Jesus, how you gonna know if God blessing you or not? Because you got your stuff. So if you go naked and you go without nothing, then you can't do nothing but say, you know what, God did this. Because God trying to get the glory. He trying to get you to see that he's there. So with Judas, right? Judas was like a leprechaun to me. Like, he was attracted to shiny things. But think about this. Judas could have been made to be that way. You have people made for a certain purpose, because think about this. He leaned over at the table at the Last Supper and said, go do what you were made to do. Judas got up like he was hypnotized, right? Remember, he said, Peter, you gonna deny me 3 times. Meaning this man done went into the future. He see the future. He already know it's gonna take place. That means it was already written. Meaning it was gonna be the way he said it was going to be. It's like Judas got up, went straight to them people like he was programmed. Yeah, he the one did it. Give me my 30 piece of silver. I'll take it to him. I'll show you what he had. Yeah, the one I kissed on the cheek. Yeah, that's him. You mean to tell me Judas wanted that money that bad? Y'all, they said after he did that, a lot of people say the man hung himself. You know what I'm saying? I done heard Judas done died several ways, but they was like, the man hung himself. The man was miserable. He was terrible. So are some people made to do things because this is the way it's supposed to be? Or you just a dirty MF, or you just a coward, or you really not who you say you are? You know what I'm saying? Just think about that. How do you perceive things when you look at things?